So, did you just buy a house and you're having buyer's remorse? Or have you heard about people having buyer's remorse? Hey, stick around. That's what I'm talking about today. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21, List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Hey, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, leave comments, but most importantly, share this with your friends and family who you think could benefit from this information. So, the past 8 months, 9 months, almost a year, we have really been in a buying and selling frenzy. I've shared that homes go on the market and within hours, within days, they're sold. And so you get into this buying frenzy and people are putting in multiple offers on a home. One of the agents in our office put a home on the market, had 123 offers. 123. Now, things have slowed down, so now we're seeing 5 or 6 offers per house, right? But it's still a frenzy. And so what we're finding and what research has shown, people are getting into the house and they're having remorse, right? So what I want to share with you is just some of the top 10 reasons people are having buyer's remorse. I'll talk about some of those, but stick around till later because I'm going to give you 3 tips to avoid buyer's remorse. Right? So what do you think? What do you think the number one issue is with buyer's remorse? Right? I made notes, right? So the number one thing is the unexpected maintenance. They get into the house and they didn't realize they had to fix that or that needed to be repaired or we need to take care of the lawn or irrigation, right? That's the number one thing. The number 2 reason, they don't like the neighborhood. They liked the house, but it wasn't, and they were focused on getting the house. They really didn't take a chance to look at the neighborhood. Number 3 is their mortgage payments are too expensive. It's more than what they really thought it would be. Number 4, I don't understand this one, but this is number 4. The house feels too big. Now, part of that is understandable. If you're moving from an apartment into a house, you may pick up 500, 600 square feet, which seems large, right? Until you live there for a little bit. Then it's, okay, we need more space. This is cramping my style. Number 5, and this makes perfect sense to me, there's that sudden loss of savings, right? So if you went through this, you're saving money. So you may have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 saved. Then when you buy a house, you have the down payment, then you have the closing costs, and you may lose, I say lose, but your savings will take out, or the purchase of the home will take out $20,000, $25,000 in the savings, right? And so there's that fear of, we had all that money, now we don't. Well, you have the house. It's just harder to get that money. There's a remorse that we bought too early. Had we waited, interest rates would have gone down even more. Another issue, people have a longer commute. And you find this really here in Tampa, that with COVID and shutdown, people being able to work remote, they moved to the suburbs. They could get more house for the money. Well, then companies are saying, okay, you've got to come back in. So now they have a longer commute. They get into the house. This is number 8. They get into the house and they don't like the layout of the house. It just doesn't fit. They just don't like the layout. Number 9 is they overpaid. they get into the house, then those second thoughts, we overpaid for this house. And then number 10 is they settled for a house that really wasn't right for them, right? And so that gets into the buying frenzy, right? If you've decided you want to buy a home and you go to look at homes and you get outbid and you get outbid and you put an offer and you get outbid, and it's like, well, we need a home, we need a home. So you start putting offers in on homes that you don't look at the neighborhood, and the layout doesn't really matter to you, right? It's you're just saying, okay, we'll put an offer in, and an offer is accepted. Then it's okay. What did we do? We overpaid. I don't like the layout. I don't like the neighborhood, but we have a house, right? So here are 3 tips for you to avoid buyer's remorse. Now, number 1, and listen, I know you're going to look at this and say, you're just trying to get more business. Well, yeah, but number 1, work with a reputable realtor, okay? Well, work with a realtor, because our duty, so I have a fiduciary responsibility. That means when you hire me as your agent, my number 1 objective is to protect your interest. That's what fiduciary arrangements mean. And so I'm going to give you advice and share information with you for your benefit. And so if you say, Joe, we want to pay X amount on a home, it's my job, and I'll tell you that's too much, right? That's too much to pay for that house, or that's too little. That's my job. I'm going to insist that you get home inspections, so those repair issues that was the number 1 item don't crop up, right? I want to protect you, so when you move into the house, you know you're getting a solid house. So number 1, work with a reputable realtor. And listen, that's why I share these videos, so you can trust me, because I want to be your trusted real estate advisor. Number 2 tip is, first of all, know the different types of mortgage vehicles out there, whether it's VA, FHA, conventional. And I did a video on types of mortgage, and I'll put a link to it here. So know the different types of mortgages available, but then number 2 to that, part B to that, is shop the rates, right? I've met a lot of people, they go to one lender and that's it. They don't talk to anybody else. Well, please, for your own sake, shop the loan, right? But because interest rates may vary by 0.1% or 0.5%. It makes a world of difference in the long run, right? Tip number 3. Oh no, let me put in an additional tip, right? And this has to do with the neighborhood. Drive the neighborhood at all times of day. Go by early in the morning, go by in the afternoon, go by at night, right? So just go by all different times. And here's the last tip. It was my tip number 3 till I threw that one in. Tip number 3 is absolutely define what you want in a house, right? And this is going to be your house. This is one of the most major purchases you're going to make in your lifetime. So define what you want in the house. And if you can picture it, if you can visualize it, and then don't waver from it, right? Don't settle just because there's a frenzy going on. I had some very dear friends. They're now dear friends. They were clients I've worked with for 4 years. And they said, Joe, this is what we want in a house. And we put offers in and weren't accepted. But what I like about Angela and Steve, they did not waver from what they wanted in a house. They stuck to their definition and they said, we'll wait, something will come up. And absolutely it did. So that's the lesson. Define what you want. Don't settle. Stick to your guns. Okay? So listen, I love sharing this information with you. I want to be your trusted advisor. I want you to be educated. I want you to be aware. I do not want you to have buyer's remorse at the end. Okay? So feel free to reach out to me. Check out my website, joebrownc21.com. Check show notes below. You can send me an email, contact me. I am going to change some of the coloring and branding and logo, and I'll share this at the end of the video just so you can see what it looks like. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Have a good week. Next week will be the market update to see what happened in October. Stick around.